Let's hope the Secret Service isn't listening, because today we're talking about killing the president.
And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night.
Now, if you were hanging out on the internet, you might have saw this picture, which it's a pretty shocking one, to be honest. I mean, look at this. It's Kathy Griffin, of all people, holding up Trump's severed head. It came out of nowhere. I went online, I'm like, whoa! And the response was not good. People on both sides were mad. Obviously, Trump supporters were like, oh, how dare you do this? This is treason against the American people. But then even like Chelsea Clinton was like, oh, well, this just isn't okay. I don't know why Chelsea Clinton is talking like Bob Dole.
What? Bob Dole doesn't need this.
I saw one guy who's like, we need to deport her. I'm like, deport her to where? She's from America. Here's what I thought when I saw it, and I'll be honest, what I thought was, fuck, that's baller. I'm not gonna say that it's not offensive, because clearly it is. That's the whole point of it. But I was like, fucking 60-year-old lady is getting up there with the president's head, holding it up like ISIS. That's hilarious. One thing I don't understand is a lot of people complaining about it are the same like 4chan kids who are like, oh, just do it for the lulz, dude. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, you're posting Hitler shit and Nazi shit. These are the same kids come up in my game stream, just say the N-word over and over. If you're one of those people, you're not allowed to be upset about this, because this is the only thing you like to do, which is just try to piss people off to get a reaction. I would consider myself a patriot, okay? And when I say that, what I mean is, I think America is not only a great country, I think it's the best country.
America, fuck yeah. So lick my butt and suck.
And the reason is because we have the best free speech laws, and I think free speech is the most important fundamental of any democracy anywhere. In America, you can pretty much get away with saying anything. But in other countries, the limits are crazy. For instance, there's a woman in, I want to say, France, and she's been prosecuted for hate speech because she speaks out about Islam and the way that they slaughter meat. In Islam, I think they just, I don't know, cut their throats open, and I should probably research it before telling you what it is. I'm gonna upset a lot of Muslim people, but it's something that you can fairly be upset about. It's not hatred, man. You care about animals, whatever. Germany was a country that, you know, probably has the best argument for having hate speech laws because they didn't really want the Nazis to come back. But even then, man, like, we get into the point where you have this YouTube comedian who was, like, fucking around with his dog, taught it to give a Nazi salute.
Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil.
It's a stupid joke. Maybe it's offensive, but you're gonna put the kid in jail for it? Come on, man. He's not bringing back the Nazi party. He's fucking around with a dog. Well, fucking around with a dog sounds like something else. He's having fun. He's having a... Oh my god. Scraps, don't fucking touch the green screen. Stop even looking at it. No, don't grab onto it. Stop licking it. So yeah, that's honestly what makes America the best country for me, is that they have a great track record of being on the side of free speech. Because if you have a society where you don't have free speech, everybody's just holding in all this bullshit, nothing ever gets resolved, you feel like you can't speak your mind. A guy like me, I can't speak my mind. If I got something to say, I gotta worry about if I'm gonna go to jail because of it. Not that I'm like, oh, I really want to talk shit about black people or something. But whatever, man. Sometimes you're going to cross a line, and I don't want to be thinking all the time about, well, where can I go? As a comedian, what can I say? There's limits on speech that makes sense. You can't do something that is going to get somebody killed, okay? That means you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's not expressing an idea. That's just being a dickhole. The other thing that is not legal, and what a lot of people want to talk about in the last couple days, is threats. And a lot of people want to say what Kathy Griffin did is a threat, which means that those people are stupid and have no idea what a law is. Okay, she didn't come out, she didn't hold up the fucking Scraps. Dude.
I know that the green screen is fun, but you need to go find another toy.
The way threats work is that they have to be clear and direct. Obviously, in this country, the KKK is legal. And as much as we fucking hate them, we let them do what they do, because by protecting their free speech, we protect our own free speech. But there are limits, okay? The KKK can march through your town, and they can yell, I think all the black people should die.
I think all the black people should die.
Whatever, man. That protects me from being able to say, I think the KKK should die. You know, we can go both ways. What they can't say is, kill all black people.
Kill all black.
Because that's a threat. That's instructing the crowd or whoever might listen that this is an action that should be taken. But Kathy Griffin holding up the president's head doesn't actually say anything. Let's say I make a movie, and the plot of the movie is that Trump is killed, and the FBI has to find the guy who killed him. And in the movie, I show Trump dead. Why would that be illegal? That's just me making a piece of art. Same for what Kathy Griffin did. It's just covered under basic artistic expression. You can say that it's shitty art. Like, I got no problem with that, man. I'm not telling you you gotta love a picture of a 60-year-old white lady holding up the president's head, man. But she can do it. You know, otherwise, if you want to prosecute this as a threat, the next time you want to draw a picture of your ex-girlfriend being, you know, crushed to death under a pile of rocks, well, somebody's going to say, oh, that's a threat. It's not a threat. I just hate my ex-girlfriend and I put her under a pile of rocks. I didn't, like, take it to her house and say, this is going to happen. It was just me expressing, fuck you, Emily. You really fucked me. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, this is a hypocrisy on the part of the left. And to some level, they're correct. I'm not the guy saying that, you know, you can't do the same to Obama. I wouldn't like it if you did it to Obama, but it's not because I think that you have a right to do it to Trump and not Obama. It's just, I like Obama. He's not the best. I mean, he killed a lot of people with drones. He didn't close Guantanamo, whatever. Now, the other argument that's being made is that doing this is anti-American. And that's probably the thing I want to touch on the most. I actually was posting on my Twitter talking about how I think that the right's being a little hypocritical. The right is typically the party that's talking about, oh, we should stop being so politically correct. And then the second something like this happens, they're like, oh my lord,
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
All right, so my buddy Keemstar, I call him my buddy loosely. It's not like we've ever hung out, but my buddy Keemstar comes in and he lets loose on me. He goes, Vito, you need to know this isn't about political correctness. This is treason. He's our president, all of us as America, and we need to rally behind him because that's what good Americans do. He actually made a little rant about it. Let's take a look.
It's not okay. That is not okay. That's our fucking president. Trump is my president. I am an American. Anybody doing this type of shit isn't just an attack on the guy that's in office. It is an attack on you as an American because that is our leader.
All right, so here's the problem is I got no problem if Creamstar either loves the president or even if he doesn't love the president, if he just thinks that people should respect him for the good of the nation. The problem is when you start to consider it anti-American. The most American thing you can do is uphold the Constitution. That's why the First Amendment, it's number one. I love it. It's the most important thing to me, and I will die protecting it. But then there's the Second Amendment, which is pretty controversial as to how it should be interpreted, whatever. You know, a lot of people focus on it in regards to gun rights, but there's a very important aspect of it. That aspect is the ability to maintain a well-regulated militia. What it means is that if you and your buddies want to have a bunch of guns and hang out with your guns in some weird bunker in Louisiana, like, that's your right, man. You are allowed to basically maintain your own individual army. Now, what is the reason for that? Well, the reason is because the American founding fathers were pretty smart dudes. And when they sat down and they wrote the Constitution, they were like, you know, at any point, this could go horribly wrong. Because all it takes is for the American public to get tricked into electing the wrong guy. I'm not saying that's what's going on now. I'm just saying at some point we might elect Super Hitler by accident. He might seem like a really nice guy and then rip off his face and it's fucking Hitler with robot eyes and shit. Okay, it could happen. Now, you can argue about whether or not a bunch of dudes with guns coming out of the South are really going to be able to take back the country. But that's not really the point of what I'm on about. What I'm on about is that the founders of the country recognized that the leader of the country is not always infallible. Like, sometimes the dude who leads your country might suck.
I did try and fuck her. She was married. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab him by the pussy.
You are allowed to question the leadership, and it's not un-American to not rally behind your president. If you think he sucks, like, yeah, that's your perfectly valid opinion. So yeah, I guess in summary, a couple different things. One, I think it's funny. You don't have to think it's funny, and we don't have to agree about it. But we do have to agree that it's legal, and we as Americans need to say, look, man, you can make the most fucked up joke you want, and as long as you don't say you're gonna kill somebody,
Kill all black.
it's a joke, and it flies. Second, don't be a hypocrite. If you think this is not okay, then you also need to be like, well, doing the same to Obama would not be okay. You need to have consistent standards, which a lot of these people don't. A lot of people these days pretty much say, well, it's only okay when I do it. Either it's not okay ever, or it's always okay always. Especially if you're one of those kids who thinks just saying offensive shit is funny, then you should love this. This should be your favorite thing. And the last part is, if you don't like the president, and you don't like the president so much that you want to draw a picture of him bleeding out his anus, that's fine, man. And it's not un-American, it's un-Trump. The only thing you have to do to be a good American is basically follow the laws, remain faithful to the Constitution, and not give our nuclear plans to like the Russians or the North Koreans, because we don't do that. Don't give them any of our military information. That is what actual treason is. You will be killed for doing that. Either that or you'll be locked in a prison and then eventually get out and post pictures of pizza on Instagram. What? Chelsea Manning, welcome back. Hope you're having a good time. Oh, and also, I'm not picking no beef with Creamstar, man. I got no problem with him. I don't want him to send his 1.4 million followers at me because I will get buried beneath their hatred and cry. Keemstar, you're a good guy. I think we're just on different sides of this issue, and I'm the one who's right. I'm right, you're wrong. Sorry. No, I mean, whatever. You have the right to your opinion. Even if it's the wrong opinion. You have the wrong opinion. Free speech, motherfucker. You can say it. Doesn't mean it's right.